Hi, good afternoon. Mark from Homestead Window Treatments. Sorry I'm wearing a hat today. My wife kind of beat up my sideburns over there. I wanted to come on here and go over part 6 of the 7-part series. Today we're going to be discussing custom cornices. Last week we spoke about valances, and I've spoken about blinds, shades, shutters, Roman shades. So what a custom cornice is, it's a fabric upholstered board, and so we take a board, we shape it to whatever shape you'd like, and then we upholster it. We put foam on it, and then we wrap it in a fabric. So to compare, this is a custom valance, which we spoke about the other day. So if I push on this fabric, it's going to sway back and forth. If you notice too, because of the pleats, it requires more fabric and typically is going to be a pricier window covering. If we do a custom cornice, however, let me just put this down. So behind me here is a custom cornice. So I'm going to flip this around. So if you see my hand here, and you can hear that it's all solid, it's wood. And so here's a couple of different examples of cornices, and it's because it's custom, we've done a ton of odd shapes as well, but the shapes that you see are going to be our most common. So here's going to be like a scalloped cornice, and what you see at the bottom is, to add just a little bit of flair, we put what's called welting on the top, on the bottom. And as you can see, we have all of these have welting. Most of our cornices are going to have welting. We'll pick either a contrast fabric or a fabric that works well with it. So that's a really cool fabric with some studs, and you can see it's a one-step cornice. Here, this is a really pretty cornice with a really nice embroidered fabric, and also has a really nice trim. You can see it's a textured fabric for the trim. And the shape, you can see it's a reverse scallop over here. Also a very common window covering. And one also that could be good for sliding doors, because this way it gives you more room to walk out with the arch over there. Now, we do a lot of straight cornices. However, we added to this one a nail head band, and we could do nail heads a couple of different ways. Like here, so you can either pick a shape. We do even have some here. This is really cool. Sorry about that. You could do studs, you could do diamond studs, you could do any of these nail heads here. Now the difference is, these we actually are going to hand nail each and every one of those studs or nail heads in, where you could also just order just a trim that has a nail heads on it, giving you the appearance of a nail head cornice with a lot less of a cost. So I have a cornice here. We bring this cornice to our home shows, so just to kind of show you what it's all about. So here, this fabric, this welting here is self-welted, which means that it's welted with the same material as the cornice itself. You can see how it's wrapped. You can see that it's padded nice and solid. And what it does also, just like a valance, but it gives the appearance of a taller window. So the key is to order this. And what we do is we install it. Let's just say you have 12 inches of wall space between your molding and your ceiling. So most common, what we'll do is, because you don't want most cornices, believe it or not, like this cornice over here, is 17 inches from the top to the bottom. So obviously you don't want to cut 17 inches into your window. So if you have a foot of space between the molding and your ceiling, usually what we'll do is we'll split that difference in half, and you'll have, let's just say, 6-7 inches above the window trim, and then that will allow for the rest of the cornice height below. What it also does, it's going to hide any shade that raises behind it. So if you don't even like the look of your blinds or window treatments really, and you like them up during the day, what you could do is you can hide all of your blinds underneath the cornice. And you know, another thing, I have a lot of customers who don't have a lot of window depth. So they really don't like the look of an outside mount shade, but really their windows don't allow us to do anything different. So what you could do is you can hide that header underneath the cornice as well. So I just took out a couple of trims here so you could see. So you pick the fabric, we'll work with you. You can sit with one of our designers. So let's just say we're gonna, what color was that trim? Like a grayish. So let's pick a blue here. So let's see if we can find something, make a really nice cornice. So let's find one with a little bit more grays in it. Nope, that won't do it. This could be pretty. So here you have an embroidered fabric. What you could do is you can pick one of these trims. Maybe let's just say this one here. Those colors are pretty perfect actually. So we could do the cornice, and then what you do is you're facing behind me, and then the cornice will be lined with the trim just like that. You could do it with bandings on the side if you want. Anything that you want we could do, because you know, we definitely, with our skill set, our designer's skill set, we've been doing this for a long time, and we've really been designing some really beautiful window coverings, and that's really because of our eyes. You know, Barbara, Kathy, there's Barbara, she's walking away right now on the phone with the client. But we'll sit with you, there's no cost to that. We'll go over the fabrics, we'll explain why something works better than something else. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for cornices. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram, and yeah. So actually, you know what, I'm sorry, I know I'm live, I'm kind of messing up here, but I wanted to show you, oh, I forgot about this. So on my iPad here, I have some really cool of our cornice installations. So before I sign off, I'll just kind of go through that really quickly. Here, we'll use that. And we're going to go to cornices. Alright, so I'm going to do a quick slideshow here. So here you see a cornice, and you have a Roman shade tucked beneath it. There's a cornice for some pop. And you're going to see different shapes. And good thing, I think I said this, but with the cornices is that because it's not pleated, it requires less fabric. So even if you went a little all out with the fabric and picked something pretty spectacular, it's going to be one of your less expensive window covers. You can see there, buttered in a corner. That one has the trim. Silhouette. Custom corners. This one here, if you could see at the top, I don't know if you can, but there's nail heads that go. Now all these installations you'll be able to find on our Facebook page. So this was a really pretty cornice with draperies, which I'm going to go over tomorrow. Cornice. This is a really pretty cornice. There's just some nail heads, which we hand nailed those. Show you just a couple. Oh, this was really cool. We did not do this cornice, but for inspiration, our client wanted us to do something like that. Yeah, so you know, custom cornices, they are completely custom. We could do any shape you want. And if you have any questions, just feel free, again, reach out to us on Facebook, Instagram. Give us a call at 631-423-5782. If you know any friends that are interested in window coverings, please tag, share with your friends. And tomorrow I'm going to be going over draperies for part 7 of our 7-part series. And hope everyone has a great day. Thanks for watching.